Hello people, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great day today. And we're back with another video. Today we're talking on Gyokeres. I wanted to make this video because in my opinion, there's been a lot of fans that are not, I'm gonna say, they're not always like that towards players. And I've seen some unfair criticism towards Gyokeres. And in my opinion has to do to the fact that supposedly the manager Mikel Arteta didn't want Gyokeres at the start, that this was an Andrea Berta bot, that basically he's not even good, supposedly that we are generating chances towards him and he's not making goals or he's struggling in the league, that he's a shit player. And I think the criticism is unfair because I've seen before with players like Madueke, for example, which I think is a great signing, but Mikel Arteta wanted the guy. He's been good so far, but I've seen people talking about if he's wearing the shirt, we shouldn't criticize him. So, okay, I kind of agree, kind of. When a new player is coming in, sure, give him time. But that was the talk of Madueke. I don't see the same energy for Gyokeres. I saw that for Pablo Mari, for example. I saw that as well when it came to Martin Odegaard. Oh, he's wearing the shirt. We should support him. And I've seen that with a bunch of players that are Mikel Arteta signings. So my thinking right here is, why is it not the same when it comes to Gyokeres right now? Because the guy is struggling. He just came off an injury. He's not being able to get his chances because we can definitely see that we are struggling to create. And we're criticizing the guy, basically saying he's a bum. He's nowhere near as good as other strikers in the league. That he was a waste of money. I've seen that on Twitter as well, that he was a waste of money. That basically he scammed us. That Andrea Berta is a shit signing. That was a shit signing for Andrea Berta. That he has no IQ when it comes to signings and stuff. But what I'm saying is a team every time we play that is struggling to find Victor Gyokeres, that is struggling to create. And there's people saying on Twitter as well, on X, that shouldn't be the case, that we should not play to make a striker score goals. And when I look at Man City, when I look at Chelsea when they had Didier Drogba, when I take a look at Barcelona, for example, that the great Barcelona that we've seen, they all play for each other. The midfielders are playing for the strikers. The strikers are all getting options. Neymar used to get his options. Suarez used to get his options. Messi, of course, and he was one of a kind. That, of course, best player in world football ever. He was able to create his own chances, but we don't have that caliber of player, of course, because that is a once-in-a-generation player. Him and Ronaldo, we're talking about. But when I take a look at Didier Drogba, for example, for Chelsea used to play for the guy. He used to score goals. They used to let him do whatever he needed to score a goal. Whenever I take a look at Arsenal, for example, we used to play for Saka. All the balls were going to Saka, and of course we didn't have the talent otherwise, like on the left or in the middle. We played with no striker for a long time. Why are we now not playing for Gyokeres? Why are we not finding the guy? Why are we not playing the ball to the guy that is supposed to score goals for us? Because he's a goal scorer. We saw last season how he was the best striker in the world because of the number of goals that he scored. And right now that we have a guy that's capable of producing those amount of goals, we're not even giving the ball to him. We're not even playing through balls to him. Every time we have a counter-attack, as I said on my last video, we pass the ball to whoever is on the wings instead of attacking the middle. That for me is a coaching issue. That for me is a managerial tactic issue. The tactics that we are telling our players to do are not good enough, are not getting the best out of Victor Gyokeres. Not even getting the best out of the midfield or the wings. If you ask me, whenever I see Bukayo Saka or Noni Madueke playing on the right, they play the same. Noni Madueke at least has a go at defenders. But we're struggling. We're not even close to the season where Martin Odegaard scored 12 goals, Martinelli 14 and Saka 17 or so. That was the season where we definitely look dangerous going forward. That we looked like we were contenders to win the league. And even with Eddie Nketiah up front, he's a shit striker and we did a job. We actually played for him. We made options for Eddie Nketiah to try and win the game, to try and score. And you're telling me that right now we cannot do that to Gyokeres. A guy that's faster, stronger, more of a prolific scorer. And he's proven that before previous seasons. And I've seen here on X a lot of people now being angry, opening the eyes and seeing that offensively this manager cannot get the best out of a team. And right now is the perfect scenario. Ebery Chiese looks like a shadow of his former self. He's nowhere near the levels of a Crystal Palace Ebery Chiese that we bought. Martin Odegaard, he keeps insisting on playing Martin Odegaard as a central attacking midfielder and he's not good enough. He cannot play the ball. I cannot show you videos, people, because I'm gonna get copyrighted. But there's a video going online of Victor Gyokeres literally making the run on the right. With all the space. Martin Odegaard having his ball, the ball to his feet. And his fucking head below, looking at his feet. Not even capable of looking at the run that Gyokeres is making. And once he puts his head up, he sees a defender kind of close to Gyokeres, and he decides not to play the pass. So Gyokeres then has to slow down and go to the left. And he's unable to pass the ball there because there's another defending coming towards Gyokeres. So what do we end up doing? He ended up playing the ball to Martinelli and he missed it. It's a counter-attack. And that's a pattern of play that we haven't fixed. I've seen it this season time and time again. That every time we're on a counter-attack, we play the ball wide instead of just attacking the middle of the pitch to try and get a 1v1 against the goalkeeper. And the only times we've done it are when Eze and Martinelli are on the pitch. Why is that? Because Eze is not afraid to play a long ball. Because Martinelli has the speed to score those goals. But if you see the issue right now, is how we insist on playing Martin Odegaard in the same position. Like, we bought a guy that's better than him as the attacking midfielder, which is Ebery Chiese. He's shown that whenever we need a goal or to save a game, he just plays a ball forward, a long ball, and Martinelli is able to pick it up and score. We did that against Bayern Munich. We did that against Man City. We've done it before, like this season we've done it. I think it was against Bilbao, for example, that we got away with it. And it was a similar situation. So, when it comes to signals of us improving, I've seen this manager take those signals the fuck away. Because now that Odegaard is back, he's playing attacking midfielder and Eze is sticking to the left. Last game, Eze was playing in the middle. But his confidence is low because, of course, like, he knows he's gonna end up being on the left because Martin Odegaard is back. Our fucking captain. Our captain material. Captain material is Declan Rice that can tell a player, you're playing shit, you need to do this, this and that to play better. Or a guy that's gonna talk to the players on the pitch and tell them, look, you're doing this wrong, forget what the manager is saying, do this and that to improve. And we've seen before, that's fucking teams, we've seen before how that improves the team. Whatever Declan Rice is doing, the way when we play direct, when we stop playing through the wings, when we do 1-2s and things like that, we play better, we score against teams easier. We saw that against Leeds. Against Leeds, I never saw the tactics that we're doing right now. With Leeds, I saw a team that was capable of playing to each and every single player's strengths. And right now, I'm not looking at it. And when you look at how the fans are talking on social media, you can clearly see there's frustration growing right now. Because it's such a shame that the best team in Europe, the squad that took us 7 years to build, can't even score a goal against the last place Wolves. We needed 2 own goals to win the game. Victor Gyokeres had no chances. The only chance he had was a pass from Trossard, and he literally had a defender hanging on to him, to his back. And it was a shot on his left foot that almost went in, turned out to be a corner. I haven't seen other passes going to Gyokeres other than that in recent games. All I see is fucking Martin Odegaard having his head down, looking at the ball, taking too many touches before making a shit pass. Or him going to the right and passing it to Saka. And then Saka to Odegaard, Odegaard to Saka, and then Saka does something across or loses the ball or plays through the middle to somebody else, and then the ball's back to Martin Odegaard and he plays it back to Saka. Because that's the only thing Martin Odegaard knows how to do. Having the ball and passing it to Saka. Whenever he has the ball, his options are pass it to Saka, second option, pass it to Saka, third option, pass it to Saka, fourth option, take too many touches. And then the fifth and sixth options are pass it back or just go to Martinelli once in a lifetime. The first 20 minutes against Wolverhampton, we played through Saka all those 20 minutes. Martinelli was there as if he was a fucking post, just stood up there on the left side. No passes to him. It is a shame, people. And I'm going to show you here the frustration of the fans right now. That is a very valid frustration. And I've seen fans shitting on Victor Gyokeres and talking that he's shit, that he's awful, and he's not nowhere near the levels that Arsenal needs. But aren't we supposed to support the players because they're wearing the Arsenal shirt? Every time we criticize Martin Odegaard, it's like, oh, why are you criticizing him? You should support the guy, he's wearing the Arsenal shirt. The same thing happened for Madueke when he came into the team. Pablo Mari, another example. Runarsson. Remember that Runarsson, that was an Arteta signing? But just because Antroverta wanted Gyokeres, now everyone is on to him because it's not a Mikel Arteta signing. Kai Havertz, it was the same thing. Oh, you should support the player. He gave Chelsea a Champions League. Yeah, support the guy. 2 seasons later, we needed a striker. Now that we have Gyokeres, we don't need the guy. He's shit. Let me just show you right here. Proof. Never forget, Mikel Arteta inherited a Golden Boot winner, and in one season pushed him out wide and ruined him. Aubameyang went to Barca and scored 11 goals in 17 games in 6 months. Went to Marseille and became the Europa League Golden Boot winner. And he's still banging goals. Still banging goals. And supposedly he was finished. After he left the club, he was finished. Maybe the tactics weren't right. Lacazette as well. He was not that great, but we were able to score with Lacazette. And as soon as Mikel Arteta came into the team, there was an issue. No striker. He was unable to score. And when we talk about Kai Havertz, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Victor Gyokeres is struggling to score goals, it's not a striker issue. It's a manager's issue. It's the tactics that are already an issue right now. And people are now waking up and looking at that this is an Arsenal problem. No, it's a manager problem. It's the manager that is unable to get the best out of the players. Out of the strikers. We're not creative. And whenever there's a team that pushes, parks the bus, we're unable to break them down. And we rely on corners. It's okay to win by scoring corners. Cool, it's gonna happen. We're gonna need that sometime. But not every fucking game. We, Arsenal, we cannot get a fucking balance. Whenever we're good on corners, we cannot score from open play. When we were able to score from open play, we couldn't even score from corners or free kicks. This is an Arsenal issue. We can never get the right balance. It's the same when it came to defense. When we were good defensively, we were shit attacking boys. And later it became vice versa. Like, we were good attacking wise and we were unable to defend, and our defense was shit. Why can't we get the right balance? Previous seasons, we were able to beat the top 5 teams, with the exception of Man City until recently. This season, we are losing against the top 5 teams, losing points, and we are able to win against the mid-table teams and lower bracket teams. Why can't we never get the right balance? We need to get the right balance once and for all. Like, at least one fucking year. Get the fucking right balance. Beat the top 5. Beat the mid-table teams. Beat the low bracket teams. Be able to score from open play and fucking corners. Set pieces. Yeah, we're set pieces specialists. Well, now work something out so we can score from open play. Look at these stats right here. Heading towards another season under Mikel Arteta, where none of our players reached double-digit league goals for their season. And look at this. Average ESA, 4 goals, a hat-trick against Spurs, and then he disappeared. Like the fucking Avatar. He disappeared. Leandro Trossard, 4 goals. He's been struggling with injuries, and you still see him play minutes. Bukayo Saka, 4 goals, 1 penalty goal. Is he a sore boy? I've seen him doing the same thing over and over again, every single time. Going to the wide area, using his right foot to cross the ball and make a shit cross and get a corner. Or cuts inside and makes a shit cross or a shit shot that's going wide. Where is a star boy? Where is the guy that scored 17 goals for us in one season? Where is he? 1 penalty goal. 3 goals. And that's it. Disappeared. Victor Gyokeres. Everyone's talking shit about him. And he has the same fucking stats as Bukayo Saka. 4 goals, 1 penalty goal. And he would have had 5 goals if it was not for Bukayo Saka getting this penalty away from Gyokeres. That's the truth. It was supposed to be a Gyokeres goal. Bukayo Saka took it away. But when it came to having Havertz get a penalty, sure, I'll give him the ball, take Havertz, get the penalty. Fuck him. You should have given the penalty to fucking Gyokeres. Not an Arteta signing, innit? So, same fucking stats between Gyokeres and Saka. Mikel Merino, he is a goal scorer. He's dangerous. He's doing more than Gyokeres. Yeah, he has 3 goals. And apparently he's doing more than Gyokeres. 3 goals, people. Hold that. 3 goals. Supposedly he's doing more than Gyokeres. I see the same fucking shit. Martinelli, 1 goal. Gabriel, 1 goal. He's been injured for a while now. Subimendi, 2 goals. Timber, 2 goals. Declan Rice, 2 goals. Where is Odegaard? I know he's been injured, but where the fuck is him? Gabriel's been injured as well. He has a goal. Martinelli, he hasn't been consistent for us. He's been on the bench, not featured in some games. He's still got a goal. Jurrien Timber plays every game. His defender scored 2 goals already. Headers, but he scored. Where is Martin Odegaard? He's not creative. He's a number 8. And we see the frustration of the fans growing. These are the 3 most productive attackers in the Premier League this season. GA, 6 for Merino, which is 3 assists, 3 goals. Average ESA, 4 goals, 2 assists. And Leandro Trossard, who's just, by looking at it, 4 goals. The rest are assists. 3 assists. You're telling me these are the most productive guys. The only real productive player right now is Trossard. Why? Because he didn't start the season like on a roll. Then he started to produce, got an injury, and still he's playing some of the times. Of that injury, like, we had to switch him off against Villa. He didn't play the full 45 minutes, and he still scored a goal. Right place, right time. When it comes to Trossard, I'm trusting him. He always produces something. Much different than Marginelli, in my opinion. Like, Marginelli, we know he's not gonna produce. But here it is. This is in Spanish, so I'm gonna just read this one out. As long as there's no clear chances being created for him to miss, I don't have any problem with him. I agree with it. Because Victor Gyokeres hasn't had a clear-cut chance to score. And we have to remember, people are quick to judge him and quick to say he's shit. But I remember one of the games that we played. Victor Gyokeres literally gave 2 chances to Bukayo Saka to score. And he missed them. Missed them like literally one-on-one situations. And Bukayo Saka missed it. And no one was talking about Saka missing those chances and Gyokeres playing through balls, which is something that Martin Odegaard doesn't do. Well, Gyokeres was doing it. He played 2 amazing passes to Bukayo Saka, and Bukayo Saka missed them. Where is the criticism? Why is the criticism not the same for every player? They're all wearing the Arsenal shirt. The criticism should be the same for each and every single player. Why are people not criticizing Saka for missing 2 1v1 situations in the same game against a shit goalkeeper, and Gyokeres made those passes? Where is that criticism? I don't see it. I don't fucking see it. We should be able to criticize Bukayo Saka the same way we criticize Gyokeres. Why are we not doing it? Why? Because he's the favorite of the manager, the favorite of the fans. Now look at the Ben White situation. All Arteta had to do was to start Luis Skelly, and this would have been all avoided. One of the most idiotic decisions I've seen him take, because it's completely unjustifiable. Massive shame, because White was looking back to his best again too. Huge loss. And this is a common pattern on what Mikel Arteta does. Now, Ben White is going to be out for 4 to 5 weeks, and he's going to be even more than that. He's going to be out like for 7 or 8 weeks. I'm telling you, people. Why is that? Because he's not featured in any game. Then we need to play him. He plays great 90 minutes. The manager trusts him again. The manager trusts him again. And then what happens? Easy. He's going to play every single game 90 minutes, and his body is not capable of doing it. We know that Ben White is an injury-prone player. I said that at the start of the season, when everyone was talking about the squad depth of the defense. We don't have a squad depth defensively. We just have a few players that can play a bunch of positions. That's the truth. We have 3 players that can play centre back and can play left back or right back. That's it. We don't have squad depth. We're playing Luis Skelly out of position. He's not a left back, he's a CDM. We have Mosquera and Hincapié that can play left back or right back and can play centre back. That's it. Ben White was one of the squad depth players that can do the same. Play centre back and right back. Now Mosquera is injured. We let Kivior go. Ben White is injured again. Jurriën Timber had an awful season when it came to injury last season. He played against PSG, injured. He was on painkillers, on adrenaline, and now we're relying on him to play all 90 minutes over and over again. And you're telling me we have a good squad depth? Saliba wasn't completely fit against Wolves, and he had to play the 90 minutes. Is that squad depth? No, that's not squad depth. So you're telling me that we did everything we could to improve the team and this squad, and now we have a fixed bench when we're having an injury crisis all over again. The manager relied on Ben White to play the full 90 minutes of 3 games, and he was unable to catch up to that. His body was unable to achieve the 90 minutes of 3 games. And it was very easy. That's something that happens all the time when it comes to Arsenal. The manager loses trust on the players. As we just saw that he's not trusting Skelly anymore. He's getting few minutes, like he's lacking minutes right now in the Premier League. And in the Champions League he's not doing well. Why? Because the manager decided to stop trusting in the guy. Because after PSG he had an atrocious game and the manager decided to bench the guy after that. So Skelly, he lost the trust of the manager, same as Ethan Nwaneri. Now we had to use Ben White due to injuries. The manager trusts Ben White again, and what happens? He's gonna start playing the guy until his body cannot catch up, and that's exactly what happened. Why? Because he's unable to rotate the squad. He's not trusting the players that he has. If you trust Skelly, he would have played against Wolves. He's young, up and coming supposedly. He can play left back, he can play CDM. Why are you not playing him against the last place in the Premier League? Why are you rushing Ben White when you know he's an injury prone player? We are unable, still the manager and the team they are all unable to rotate the squad because this manager loses trust on the players because of one bad game. And to be fair to to Ethan Nwaneri, he hasn't had a bad game at all this season. It's just the manager doesn't fancy him. He doesn't like how Nwaneri plays, but I haven't seen Nwaneri had a bad game. We're gonna end up selling him. He's gonna end up leaving. And he hasn't had a bad game. He's an option that we can play if Eze is having a rough time. We know Martin Odegaard is not an attacking midfielder, he's not good enough there. But the manager is gonna keep insisting on fucking Odegaard playing as an attacking midfielder. But to be honest, right here, to open your eyes and see that the replacement for Eze is Ethan Nwaneri. The only reason why we're insisting with Martin Odegaard is because the manager loves him. But Ethan Nwaneri is better creatively than Martin Odegaard. It's just that the manager doesn't like Nwaneri. He doesn't fancy Skelly. He lost all the trust he had on Lewis Skelly. And now because of it, we have another injury. Ben White just back this season, again injured after 3 fucking games. Because the manager doesn't rotate the squad. Because he's not clever enough. He thinks he's playing fucking FIFA. He's unable to rotate the squad. You don't have robots playing football, you have human beings. And Ben White is an injury prone player. But the manager is unable to rotate. This manager doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And he's doing that because he's afraid of losing points. He's afraid of losing the league. He's feeling the pressure of Man City, 2 points behind us. That's why he's playing the guys that he trusts. And he doesn't matter if they're gonna get injured. That's why Saliba played the full 90 minutes, even though he was not 100% fit. Because he is afraid, the manager is afraid of losing points. He doesn't care about the players. He's feeling the pressure of Man City and he knows this season he has to deliver a big trophy. If not, you just can fuck off this team. Look at the frustration here. Going for a league title and man and woman are walking out. Why are you walking out when the game hasn't ended? This is a fucking disgrace. Look, more frustration on the fans right here. These are at least half a dozen players in this Arsenal squad that Pep or Klopp will get into double-digit goals. And that's true. You give Trossard to Klopp or to Pep Guardiola, they would have scored at least 11 goals per season, like with Leandro Trossard. Emery Chiesa, the same thing. Victor Gyokeres, he would have had already 15 goals this season if it was under Klopp or Pep Guardiola, not under Mikel Arteta. Of course, as we can see, no fucking player can even score 5 goals this season. Not even Starboy Saka. Alba went from scoring 30 goals every season, winning Golden Boots, to scoring 10 goals a season under Mikel Arteta. And then he decided to do what we all know. Take the blame of Aubameyang, get him off this team. Oh, the manager's got balls. No, he's a fucking dickhead. He's a fucking idiot, an asshole. He doesn't know how to deal with personalities. He doesn't know how to deal with players that are gonna tell him, manager, you are wrong. You're not doing the great stuff. This is what we should do. No, he just wants a bunch of yes men in the team. And Gyokeres, we know he's not a yes man. We can see him being frustrated. Why is Martin Odegaard the captain? Because he's a yes man. He's gonna do whatever the manager tells him to do. It's so frustrating. The reason why the gap is now 2 points is because your manager couldn't break down a 10-man Chelsea side. Couldn't beat Unai Emery after 7 seasons at this club. And his football has us fighting for our lives against 20th place Wolves. Hold our manager accountable. Yes, you have to hold him accountable. This guy is unable to find the right balance in the team. Hasn't been able to do it in 7 seasons. Why is that? Well, because before we had a shit defense but a good attack. Now we had a good defense but a shit attack. And right now we have a shit attack and we're conceding a goal each game. He's unable to get the right balance. When we were unable to beat the mid-table teams and the lower bracket teams, we were able to beat the top 5 teams. Now it's otherwise. Now we are unable to beat the top 5 teams. We're tying or losing games against them, and we're able to beat the mid-table to lower bracket teams. We cannot get the right balance. There's not a balance in the team, never has been. When we do something good, we have to fuck up the other stuff. When our defense was good, we fucked up the offense. When we fucked up the defense, we had a great offensive team. When we lost the league to mid-table to lower bracket teams, we were able to beat the top 5 teams. And now it's not the same. Now we're losing against the top 5 clubs. We are tying against Villa, losing against Liverpool, losing against... we lost against Villa, we lost against Liverpool, tied to Man City, tied to Sunderland. But we're beating Fulham, Crystal Palace, West Ham. That's something that we didn't do last season. We cannot get the right balance. It's always the same with this manager. More frustration. He doesn't understand the concept of rotation. Haven't you clocked a trend where he doesn't seem to trust a player? And yes, he's not trusting Waneri. He's not trusting Luis Skelly. He's the only left back we have other than Calafiori. Now Nkapie supposedly can play left back. But he has to be playing centre back because of injuries. He rushed Martin Odegaard against Liverpool and he got injured again. We had Eze at the time. So, it's always the same. He doesn't trust the player. He overplays the guys that he trusts. And then we get an injury. Then come in for one game and perform really well. Now, all of a sudden, he rates the player again and rinses them going forward. And that's what I just said. Basically. Ben White was not trusted by this manager. He had a good game. Then the manager started playing the guy. 90 minutes. And again, he picked up an injury because his body is not fit yet to play 90 minutes week in, week out. It's a pattern under Mikel Arteta. And it's a thing that he has not learned over 7 seasons. And fans now are looking at it and learning those type of patterns. But there's still guys trusting the manager even though he fucks up every fucking season. He's destroying players' careers. Whenever he's capable of producing magic from zone 14 like Foden, and he showed it last year, but Arteta couldn't read that. But Arteta would rather have Odegaard shoot, hit someone in the crown to wake them up, than fall asleep watching slow-ass football. I agree with it. Martin Odegaard, like, he shoots the ball, and people was talking about, oh, he made a great shot against Aston Villa. If you watch the replay, that shot was going away. It was not on target. Martinez got the ball, but it was gonna be a goal kick anyways. He always does the same. He goes right, passes it to Saka. Every single time Martin Odegaard has the ball, you know he's going right. He's going to Saka. He has no creativity. His brain cannot go to the left side. His brain is incapable of playing a pass when there's a space in between defenders. The only thing he fucking does is chip it. And that hasn't worked out too much. It worked against Spurs and that was it. But that's one time out of 100 he does the same fucking shit. It's a fucking disgrace, man. And we're keeping Odegaard in the team because he's a favourite of the manager. The manager doesn't understand how bad Martin Odegaard is. Arteta has possibly the deepest squad in football history and he's mismanaged it to the ground. Played, took it to football. So overrated. It's an insult when people call him better than managers who win trophies with smaller clubs. I agree 100% with this post. If he's supposedly the best manager in the world, why has he only won one FA Cup, and it was a COVID FA Cup? That's the only time I've seen Mikel Arteta doing tactics. Against Man City, we parked the bus and we played the counter-attack and won the game. That's the only time I recall Mikel Arteta doing something great for us. Other than that, he's been bottling the league season after season after season. When it matters, we disappear as a team completely. His tactics, awful. We saw that against PSG. When it mattered, we fucked up. When it mattered, the fan base, the team in general, Arsenal, the history of Arsenal, showed us that we can't even make a proper tifo. That's why we have a mediocre manager and we think he's good enough. We've seen him mismanage the team, mismanage the player, not rotating the squad, putting players literally on the bench without a serious, call on the player. When he doesn't deserve to be on the bench. Luis Skelly, why have you lost trust in the guy? You know he's a CDM. He said it on the interviews. We are lacking a CDM because clearly he doesn't trust Norgard. That's a guy we bought and he doesn't trust. He's literally on the bench, holding bench, literally being a fucking cheerleader to the team. So if you are going to waste that money on him, at least play Luis Skelly, who is an up-and-coming kid from the Arsenal Academy, and you know he's a CDM. Play him there. Because we can clearly see that he prefers to play an injury-prone Ben White and Jurrien Timber other than playing Skelly as a left-back because he lost the trust in the kid. He's literally destroying Gyokeres' career. We are having right now a Maitland-Niles 2.0 on Martin Lewis Skelly. And we are literally having Waneri just taking care of the fucking bench, when he is clearly more creative and better than Martin Odegaard in the attacking midfield position. Whenever S is having a tough time, I expect the team or the manager to play Ethan Waneri. But he lost trust, and he loses trust in players just for the sake of it. And then this happens, he plays them one game, they play good, and then they start playing every single minute of the next couple of games and get injured again. Wait till you see the same is gonna happen with Gabriel Jesus. He was holding bench before getting injured. Who fucked up this player's career? Mikel Arteta, because he was not 100% fit and he was still playing until the manager lost trust in the guy, and now he's coming back. He's playing kind of good, and you're gonna see him. He's gonna bench Gyokeres and gonna start playing Jesus again, and he's gonna get injured. Same as Ben White. That is what this manager does season after season. But if you want to put the blindfold on, I don't want to see you crying at the end of the season. Without further ado, say, people, kind of mad I wanted to make the video. I think the criticism of Victor Gyokeres is very unfair, in my opinion. We're not playing to the strengths of the guy. We're not even playing balls towards him. Whenever he makes a run in the space, we're not getting the ball to him. How do you expect a striker to score goals if he's not even getting the ball? That's the truth. And this manager has mismanaged this team so much, like the players and things like that. It's just awful, people. But without further to say, I hope you have a great day, people. Hopefully we're gonna see light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully the manager is gonna fucking learn his mistakes. He hasn't learned them from 7 years. He's not gonna be able to do that now, but fuck it, we need luck to win this season. Hopefully we're gonna have luck, because we've been lucky enough. I'm hoping that doesn't run out. But without further to say, I hope you have a great day, people. Enjoy the weekend, the weekend. I'll see you next game. And yeah, kind of mad, to be honest, but happy to see that the fans are finally understanding the issues that we have as a team with this manager. But yeah, people, hope you have a great day and enjoy the week, and bye bye.